Tonight, what we'd like to show you is the Mulligatawny soup. Crystal and I we just love the Seinfeld series. And there's one show on there that has to deal with the soup Nazi. And Princess, do you remember?
No soup for you!
Yeah, we just love that episode. And there's a recipe floating around out there about his Mulligatawny soup that we captured and we've been making, and we thought we'd show you this recipe tonight. It's completely vegetarian. It's a very, very healthy soup. Now, I really can't tell you if it's actually the recipe that they use there, you know, on the show and in the soup kitchen in New York, but it's a good recipe, and we'll step you through all the ingredients. And again, very healthy, vegetarian. It's a delicious soup, and we'll show you how it's done. And it's a very easy recipe to do. You just put all the ingredients in at one time, simmer it for like 5 hours, and it's done. All right, to start the Mulligatawny soup, I'm going to have fresh Italian parsley, carrots, celery, potatoes, 1 onion. They say about half an eggplant, but I just purchased a whole small eggplant. We'll use that. I'm going to use roasted red peppers, frozen corn, pistachios, and cashews. And yes, they have nuts in the soup.
That's shocking.
Tomato sauce, lemon juice, sugar, black pepper. Calls for chicken broth, so I have the chicken bouillon here. You could use the regular can that you get in the store, or the chicken broth will be enough bouillon cubes for 6 cups of broth. And the spices will be curry, 1 bay leaf, nutmeg, marjoram, and thyme. And we're going to put in 22 cups of water. It's a lot of water. First ingredient I'm going to cut up is the potatoes. Just cut them in bite-sized pieces that would be appropriate for soup. I'm already deviating from the recipe a bit. There's really no one set standard on the recipe. You'll find a few of them floating around out there. It calls for like regular russet potatoes that are peeled, but we like the red potatoes, and I like them unpeeled, so we're doing that. Either one would be fine though. Potatoes are done, and we'll add them.
And you took the skin off of these?
Yeah, we peeled the carrots. You really need to do that with carrots. It's not like the potatoes. Okay, now the celery. I want to cut it with the leafy tops as well. The recipe only calls for 2 stalks of the celery. We're putting in a little extra. And Crystal will put the exact measurements for the recipe if you want to follow to the T. For the eggplant, I'm going to use a serrated knife. It cuts a little easier than the French knife. And we'll chop this up. Doesn't have to be minced or cut really fine. Again, it's soup, so you want some nice bite-sized chunks. Nothing too big for the spoon. Just keep in mind the spoon, the tablespoon, is going to be the utensil that people are going to use for the soup. So whatever will ideally fit on a spoon. That's the rule of thumb. A bunch of parsley, the Italian parsley.
A lot of stuff in there.
We're getting there. Okay, now the roasted red peppers, right from the jar. And we have the frozen corn. I'm going to put in 1 cup. I have a 1 cup measuring cup here. Tomato sauce, 1/2 cup. Okay, pistachios, 1/2 cup.
I can't believe there are nuts in this. It's amazing.
Yep, and then 1/2 cup of whole cashews. Yeah, and when you cook it for 2 to 3 hours, the nuts soften up quite a bit. Lemon juice, 1/4 cup. And I like these measuring cups. I used to have the traditional glass one, so for 1/4 cup, I'd have to just fill it up, then lift it up and look at that line. Where this is just a little easier. You could just fill it right to the top.
Very nice.
3 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, curry powder, 1/2 teaspoon. Black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon. Thyme, 1/4 teaspoon. One bay leaf, just a dash of marjoram, and a dash of nutmeg. All we have left is the chicken bouillon. Again, enough for 6 cups. And these cubes make 2 cups of bouillon. So put 3 of them in. Okay, we turn it on high because we want to bring it to a boil. So up to this point, all we did was prepare all the ingredients and put them in the pot. Put it on high, going to bring it to a boil. Then when it comes to a boil, we're going to simmer it. And the recipe calls for simmering 4 to 5 hours actually. And by the end of that time, all the flavors will be combined very nicely. The nuts that we put in the pistachio and cashews will be soft. And this is all there is to it. The liquid is really going to boil down after simmering for that long, and you want to simmer it uncovered. Okay, so let it begin. Okay, it's cooking for just about 5 hours now, and do you see how thick it got? It actually reduced by half. The liquid was up here, but we simmered it uncovered and the liquid dissipated, and look how nice and thick that is.
Yummy. That
At
looks
first, when I saw the recipe, I thought 22 cups of liquid, that's just way too much for the ingredients. But for the length of time that we need to cook this, it's actually the right amount. So it's done at this point. Let me put it in the serving bowls and we'll be done. And there we have it. 2 bowls of mulligatawny soup, all done.